What is up there, everybody? Citrus Aviation here with yet another video, and today we have the Gemini Jets October and November 2021 releases. Now, these were delayed thanks to shipping issues with the September releases and the container that they deliver them being stuck at port for about 2 or 3 weeks. So that is why the typical Gemini Jets 5-week cycle ended up taking 9 weeks to deliver. So that's why these releases are delayed. Yes, that's why the October-November set is coming out at the literally last week of November. So I am here on the Gemini Jets homepage because I want to show a few things. None of the models here in the future releases have been changed or removed, but we're going to see this B-52 again. We'll talk about that here in a second, but some of these models are quite exciting. In here, nothing I'm really going to get, except for the B-52. I'll get that when it comes out. It kind of looks like it might be an Offutt Air Force Base, which is the one I'm looking for. But the rest of these, I can probably just get the NG variants, like the Southwest Freedom 1. I got the NG1. Same thing with the United 702. I'm not really super interested in Expo 2020. It's a cool livery, very nice livery, but not really for me. Possibly the Gold Max 8. The Air France A220 is an awesome airline, I'll bet. Again, it does not fit in my collection. Same thing with the BA737 MAX 8. So let's take a look at these releases. As per usual, we start with the models that sold out from September. None of these are being shown as sold out because technically, according to Gemini Jets, these haven't arrived at retailers, which is correct. But Gemini Jets does have it at their store, the airplane shop. So some of these models, though, I think will sell out. Like I have heard, the Southern Air 777F did sell out, and a couple of these others probably will. The American 900 sold out, so there's that. Okay, so we're going to get started here with this Air Canada A220-300. Charlie Golf November Bravo November is the registration of this plane. This is in the Trans-Canada Airways special livery, and I will be picking up this model. It'll be a super cool plane, and I look forward to getting it. It's a nice livery, and I did cover this in an Aviation News This Week video with photos from Air Canada's corporate photographer Brian Lucido. Great images and a great airplane. Next up, we got the Alaska Airlines Cargo 737-700 November 627 Alpha Sierra. $47.95 is MSRP, which is a lot of money. However, take a look at this model. It looks to be decently detailed from the rendering. Now, this is a model I will probably pick up, and I'm not going to pre-order it. My strategy is, as per usual for Alaska Airlines models from Gemini Jets, is I'm going to wait for it to appear on the Alaska Airlines company store, and then I'll pick it up for $27, including taxes and shipping. It's just $20 plus taxes and shipping, $7 on top of that, which is a pretty decent deal. Don't have to pay the $47.95 for that. Next up, we got an American ERJ 145 Lima Romeo, which is a long range, and this one is November 603 Kilo Charlie for $43.95. Pretty cool airplane. Now, I am disturbed by this giant mold seam shown here. Now, these real planes in 140 do have a mold seam right here, but this art shows that it's quite big, so I'm kind of concerned about that. This aircraft is operated by Piedmont Airlines and is mostly seen in the eastern United States, based out of Charlotte and Philadelphia for the most part. You will see these maybe I don't think you see these in Chicago, but you might. But mostly going to be out of Charlotte and Philadelphia will be the eastern hubs for this aircraft. This is another one that I've decided to pick up, and it'll be a cool plane. Next up, we got a Delta Connection CRJ 700ER, November 391 Charlie Alpha. Now, this plane and I have quite a bit of a history. So, this aircraft is operated by Endeavor Air. It is a former Com Air CRJ 700, now operated by Endeavor, and I have walked on this plane many times at Des Moines, probably close to a dozen times now. We get these aircraft in quite a bit. Now, this aircraft and I have a history of a bit of negativity because I've had some issues walking on this aircraft. I do like all of the details that are shown on the illustrations, so hopefully the model has those details as well. This aircraft has been a bit of a problem for me to walk on, though, at times, because that rear bin, that's been a pain at times. The last time I walked on this plane was actually I want to say Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. The day these releases came out. Which, by the way, wasn't able to make the release video when it came out because the releases came out just a few minutes before I had to drive off to walk. And so I wasn't able to make the video then. And then I walked basically all day yesterday, walking 2 shifts for Thanksgiving, making my holiday pay. Good pay, by the way. So I'm finally making it here on Friday. I do apologize that the video's two days late, but it is what it is. I make the videos the highest quality that I can, and if that means the video comes out a little bit late, that's what happens. This aircraft, Wednesday came in from Detroit, and whoever had dropped the bin webbing in bin number 2 forgot to hook it. So there's little anchor points you're supposed to hook the bin webbing to, and because the person had forgotten to do that, one of the large heavy bags had pushed all the way to the bin door, making it extremely difficult to open the door. Did eventually get it with the help of a supervisor, but it was quite annoying to have to do that. Right, please. I believe this was the exact same aircraft we had a Detroit flight come in with no bags. Despite the fact that their CLR had stated that there were 84 bags on board, there were none. They still sent the plane in with no bags, which is a huge load and balance error incorrection. That needs to be fixed. That should never happen again. But I believe that was this aircraft. And then this aircraft also came in once with a fail. Big deal, because that door weighs, that's probably more about 100. But trying to open that bin door from a belt loader with no functional hydraulic is extremely difficult, and then obviously wants to clamp down, close on you at any moment. There are strategies around to fix this problem when you're trying to operate the aircraft. One of them is, frankly, just to use a bag as a door prop. I know that some people won't like that, but we don't exactly have door prop poles or anything that we can use. So sometimes if this happens, it's only happened to me a couple times. Usually the hydraulics are working fine, but the couple times it has, usually you have to use a small bag as a little door prop to just, prop it open just enough so I can shove the bags out onto the belt loader. But yeah, this aircraft has been I've had some relations with this exact aircraft. So yes, I will be buying it for my collection. Next up, we got a Southwest 737-700 November 943 November Whiskey. This is the California one, and actually it's Whiskey November. Why not? Cool plane. I saw this at Des Moines. Panda made it, but that model's quite rare, so I will be picking up this one instead. I wasn't able to get the Panda version, so Gemini Jets making it will be perfectly acceptable. Next up, we have a model that some people have had some controversy around. This is November 608 Uniform Papa. It is a UPS 747-8 freighter. Now, this is in the opening doors configuration, which they made this model just a few months ago, and some people wonder why it's made again. This could be that thing where Aviation 18 talked about being a different version of the 748, where I believe this was a converted 400, but I'm not sure about that. Still pretty cool that they're making it. Yes, there's 2 available now, but hey, you can pick which registration you want, or maybe you want both. Next, we have a WGA 747-400F, November 344 Kilo Delta, Western Global 747-400 in the standard config, and in the flaps down config for $65.95. That's quite a bit of money. I did recently get a flaps down model. It's in massive unboxing number 9. You can see it is the Boeing 747 Dreamlifter. Very cool plane, and I can guarantee you the flaps down variant of this aircraft looks amazing. So if you want this model, I do recommend the flaps down version because it looks as amazing as you might think it is. Alright, we got some 400 MAX models. Here we have a Australian Air Force Lockheed C-130 Super Hercules. This is the slightly extended range, extended length, and it has some additional capabilities. This one is in the Australian 100th anniversary paint scheme, which is pretty cool. Very cool model. The registration is Alpha 97442 for $41.95. Next up, we have a model that I will be buying, a Barksdale Air Force B-52H Stratofortress. Pretty awesome airplane. This is a model that, as far as I can tell, has never been made in 1:400 scale before, and I'm really excited to get my hands on this one, as well as the other one that Gemini Jets has shown in the future releases. So I'll be getting this one and that other one. This 8-engined beast will be a great addition to the collection and will look so awesome. This will be the first Gemini Max I've ever bought, so I'm really cool to see how it looks. This is $53.95. 60-0034 is the registration. This will be an awesome plane. These are fairly large aircraft, probably similar size to Boeing 757. It'll be interesting to compare it to commercial airliners to see what it is, but will be a very detailed model. So yes, $54 might seem like a lot. There's quite a bit of detail on this plane. 1-200 scale, we have the Air Mexico 737 MAX 9, X-Ray Alpha Dash Mike Alpha Zulu. Pretty awesome airplane there. And then we have the Alaska 737-901 World of Flaps Down for $100, November 487 Alpha Sierra. Now, some of you might remember that this model did come out 2 months ago. I believe it was in August in the standard configuration. I believe the reason for the delay here, 2 releases later, was that the flaps down variant might have been giving Gemini Jets some production issues. This is the very first 737-900 flaps down ever made in 1-200 scale, and I assume JC Wings will be making some as well. So I assume that the production issues are why this model was delayed and was not released with the regular 901 World, but super cool model either way. Next up, we have a Q400 in the Washington Huskies livery. This is for the University of Washington and the Huskies. Alaska Airlines has quite a few Q400s in university liveries for Pac-12 schools. And this is one of them. They have Washington State Cougars. I believe they have the Oregon State one as well. Maybe the University of Oregon. I don't know about that one, but I believe they have University of Utah. They have a few others. If I can remember correctly, most of them are for Pac-12 schools. These planes are super cool. This one is November 435 Quebec X-Ray for $73.95. If you're looking for this model, it is a great pickup in 1-200 scale, and I hope Gemini Jets does the other ones. They made these in 1-400 scale several years ago, maybe about 5 years ago or so. Maybe more than 5, maybe about 8 years ago. But super cool planes, and it's really good to see them on the 200 scale. Not one for me, but awesome plane. Next up, we do have one that is for me, November 233 November. This is the American Eagle Embraer 175. This is a model I'm definitely picking up and I am pre-ordering. This is operated by Envoy Air, and it's an awesome addition to the collection. Obviously, they make a 1-400 scale version. I will buy 3 of them because I do need these, and they pop up in a lot of my airports. You are probably tired of me saying in every single airport update, well, I'm using US Airways 1 for now until I get an American one. Hopefully that changes soon. And yeah, this model will be a great addition to the collection and for collectors. I am seeing some details that are missing from this aircraft as someone who works on the Delta 175s. There are some hatches are missing right about here. This should be about 3 or 4 here. Looks like there's only 1. There's a couple missing. Those hatches are bolted down, can only be accessed by maintenance. This, I believe, this is the power door and steering bypass door. I think I'd have to check, but I think that's it. Other than that, most of these details appear to be accurate, so hopefully the model does at least show them. The MSRP for that one is $88.95. Remember when you could pick up a Gemini 400 model for $54 or $59? Remember that? Yeah, that was a long time ago. Next up, we got the 747 LCF Dreamlifter, November 718 Bravo Alpha. This is an awesome airplane, and this is the second time Gemini Jets has been making this model. And this one has the opening tail section where this tail section actually hinges out. So this is an awesome plane. I do plan to pick this one up. I'm not going to pre-order it, but I do plan to pick it up. Next up is the same variant, but with the flaps down config. And this is the one I'm going to get. I'm going to get the flaps down with the opening rear door. That will be such an amazing model. It'll look so cool to have this plane on display. It'll be unlike anything else. I did recently pick up the most expensive Gemini Jets model you could buy before this one came out. This is now the new most expensive Gemini Jets model ever made at $216.95. That's a lot of money for this plane. And even the standard one is $197.95. So quite expensive model. I'm really looking forward to getting it though. It should be a cool plane. Next up, we got the Cayman Airways 737 MAX 8. We got this in 1/400 last month. Now it is here in 1/200 scale. Victor Papa Charlie India X-ray is the registration. And here is the plane. Looks very cool. The MAX looks really good in this Cayman Airways livery. And yeah, it's really cool to see these flying around now the aircraft has been recertified. Here we have the Emirates A380 Alpha 6 Echo Uniform Delta. Yes, that is the registration. This is the exact same model that was released in April 2021 for 1/400 collectors and is now here in 1/200 scale. This is for anyone who's looking for a regular livery Emirates A380. As I've stated before, that Expo 2020 logo there on the front of the aircraft is standard to Emirates A380s and all Emirates aircraft at the current time. They've had this logo on the aircraft for about 5 years. I do expect that to eventually be removed after the Expo finishes up here in March 2022, but this will be the standard livery for this current time period. So this does count as a standard livery Emirates A380 for anyone looking for that model. Next up, we got a FedEx ATR-72-600F Echo India Golf Uniform Lima. This is the exact same model we got for 1/400 scale a few months ago. This is the very first ATR-72-600 freighter ever built, the very first purpose-built one. Because a lot of these are flying around, but they are converted passenger aircraft. This is the very first purpose-built freighter of this aircraft type, and is operated by FedEx in Ireland. Pretty cool aircraft. And next up, we got a FedEx MD-11F, November 604 Foxtrot Echo. Again, this was made in April 2021 in 1/400 scale, but now it is here in 1/200 scale. Very cool plane. Next up, we got NASA Gulfstream G5, November 9-5, November Alpha. This is a Gulfstream G500, and it's a pretty cool aircraft. The G5s are not necessarily to be confused with the brand new Gulfstream G500 that came out recently. They're different aircraft. This is the shorter variant of the Gulfstream G550, commonly referred to as the G5. They also had a G3 and a G4. And then they had the counterpart, more expensive variants, G350, G450, and G550. So they had those 6 aircraft at the same time. And eventually they came up with G650, which was the first aircraft to have a Gulfstream's current design language. And now the current lineup is G500, G600, G700, and G800. And so that is what the current lineup will look like. I believe they're also going to have a G300, which will replace the G280. But yeah, that's a little bit of information there on the Gulfstream lineup for you. One thing that would be really cool with some of these releases is if these came out on both 1/200 and 1/400 scale at the same time, because having these releases all over the place makes it a bit of a challenge. I wish they just made the 2 at the same time. I think it'd be better. Next up, we got a Royal Australian Air Force C-17 Globemaster in the 100th anniversary. That's the 100 years of the Royal Australian Air Force. Alpha 41-213 is the registration, and this is an awesome model at $130.95. I would love to pick up one of these at some point for the US Air Force. But yeah, for those of you looking for this model, it's super cool. Gemini Jets been doing a lot of these 100 years Royal Australian Air Force aircraft recently. That's another one. Next up, we got Turkish Airlines 7879. This one is Tango Charlie Lima Lima Oscar. They made this in 1/400 scale last month, and now here it is in 1/200 scale. And then finally, we got a UPS 757-200 PF, passenger freighter, simply a PCF, passenger converted freighter. This aircraft is pretty cool. We had it 1/400 last month for you 1/200 collectors, which I am one. This is a great aircraft, but I decided not to pick this up. November 464 Uniform Papa for $100, which is a lot of money. Now there is one more model, and that is this one. A Cessna 172, November 9706 Bravo, and I believe this is a Sporty's Pilot SOP aircraft, because Sporty's Pilot SOP has commissioned Gemini Jets to make quite a few of these for their store. I believe this is another one. There's no remarks saying so, but I believe this registration does belong to the Sporty's Pilot SOP flying, not flying, I guess kind of flying club, but flying training center they have. So, pretty cool aircraft. At some point, I will pick up these Cessna 172s, at least one of them, because it's really cool. And yeah, that is basically it for this video. What do y'all think of these releases? I personally happen to think they are a pretty good set. Now, yes, it is basically entirely North American, every single registration here. In 1/400 scale, the regular 1/400 is US, and even the Gemini Max are half and half, one US, one Australian. The 1/200, you do have a bit more variety, but again, very dominantly North American releases, and it's really cool to see that this year Gemini Jets seems to be on a renaissance year where they are making models that people really want for their standard fan base. I am totally cool with Gemini Jets making models for other countries as well, but I think the biggest issue is they have somewhat lost their way the last few years, say 2017, 18, 19, where they were making models for outside the US but not really making any for the US itself, and I'm really glad to see them coming back making US models, which is really their primary demographic. It's good to see them getting back to what they are known for. And yeah, it'd be cool if they sort of did in the future years a hybrid system where they have both US and non-US models in the same release. I think that would sell really well. They've had great success with it like they did in March and April, and I hope they continue to do that. So yeah, this is a very good release. And that's pretty much it for this video. I want to know what you think. These releases are pretty awesome. The 1/200 ones in particular, some really awesome ones in here. And the 1/400 ones are great as well. So that is it for this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. For videos coming up in the future, stay tuned for an airport update. That'll be out tomorrow. And I'm finally starting to get my videos in order how I want them to be uploaded in advance, so that allows for more videos to be made. This is video 3 of 4 this week, so hopefully y'all enjoyed the increased upload schedule. Please let me know what you think of it, because I really want to continue doing that, and hopefully you guys enjoy all the more regular content that I'm producing. And again, I try to produce it to the greatest of quality as possible. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I'm thankful for all of you who watch the videos. Thankful to all the people who comment. And yeah, I hope to do something for y'all really soon. I still want to do a 2,000 subscribers Q&A, but I'm waiting for something to fall in place before I do that. So hopefully that happens soon. And yeah, for those of you who are interested in face reveal, that will occur at that time. Anyway, thank y'all so much for this video and for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And God bless you.